Alright, welcome to the show everyone. I don't know what show I'm talking about, but today we're doing a trailer breakdown. I was gonna do a trailer reaction to the Sonic 3 movie trailer, but I can't lie, when it was just sitting there on my recommended and I saw Shadow on the thumbnail, I just clicked it. And then I watched halfway through and I was like, oh wait, I meant to do a reaction, but I just kept watching, man. Like, I actually couldn't be asked. I just wanted to see everything. So instead, we're here doing a breakdown. Now, there's actually a couple things I did notice. I watched it a couple times just to make sure I have everything right. And I'm going to demonstrate to you guys everything that I have found. Trailer opens up with Sonic doing his thing. That's always what he be doing, bruh. I'm just chatting. Okay, let me take this a bit seriously. So we kind of see. At first I thought this was London, because I live in London. Wait, hold on.
5 minutes later.
Oh wait, this is London. Okay, I look like a fraud. Okay, so clearly this is meant to be London. So what I was gonna say was that we're gonna get a couple of locations. I already know we have Tokyo because of the whole I'll put it on the screen right now. They did a whole promotional event before the trailer actually dropped in Japan. So it looks like we're going to be visiting a couple of worldwide locations, a la Spider-Man Far From Home, a world tour, a field trip of some sorts. I mean, Sonic is kind of like a kid, so I guess he is in his kind of like field, he's taking a field trip or something, I guess. From the trailer, we actually learned that Sonic is teaming up with the military, which is actually distinctly different from how it was in the games. In Sonic Adventure 2, he's being targeted by the military. Of course, Sonic 3 is based on Sonic Adventure 2, and what I assume also is inspired by Shadow the Hedgehog. By the way, if you can't notice, this is a unscripted video. I just decided to just put this together because I'm very excited for this movie, you know. Like, if you know me, I love Sonic, bruh. Come on, step in. But yeah, so it looks like Sonic is working with the military, and if I'm gonna do a plot prediction, they probably hired him to look for Shadow. I mean, they do say that in the trailer, but it seems like we'll get onto Shadow in a more deeply in a little bit, but from what we've seen of him so far, I mean in the first 30 seconds of the trailer at least, he breaks out of his containment that was in the post credits of Sonic 2. So after Gun or whoever is holding him, I'm just gonna say the military, because it might not be Gun, but I'm gonna assume it's Gun, but I'm gonna say military to not confuse anyone. So the military are holding him. He breaks free in a Wolverine probably fight sequence, and they hire Sonic, Tails and Knuckles to go and retrieve him. That's what I'm assuming the setup for this encounter or conflict with Shadow is gonna be. So let's move on to actually the main meat of the trailer, which was this guy right here, Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, I did a whole video on Shadow on why I thought Keanu wouldn't be a good person to betray him, but after seeing this trailer, I'm officially Keanu Reeves #1 fan, because the way they introduced this guy in this scene right here, amazing bro. This is Shadow right here. This is Shadow the Hedgehog, bro. Look at him. God damn, bro, he's so cool. He looks a lot like Sonic. Like, in the games you don't really notice it. Like, you think, why would he look like Sonic? But when they have him like this, because like, look at Tails, look at Sonic, and look at Knuckles, they all look very distinctly different. Even Sonic and Knuckles, they kind of look the same, got kind of the same actually, but like, they look different. But Sonic and Shadow, in the face wise, they look the same. So you can kind of, maybe they'll go with the whole Shadow is Sonic thing from Sonic Adventure 2. Obviously in that game, the military mistook Sonic for Shadow, and basically that's why they were hunting him the whole game. But it doesn't feel like they'll do that here, because I feel like audiences will not understand how Sonic can be mistook for Shadow, which is a smart choice. One thing that I was really surprised about is how the CGI has stepped up. If you look at the first movie and compare it to this, I mean, it's amazing. They really stepped it up here. Shadow is amazing, looks incredible. The energy, I mean, I wasn't really a fan of the blue lightning of Sonic or the red lightning for Shadow, but I think it really works here aesthetically. So as I was talking before, right, Shadow has this, I feel like Shadow's gonna have this kind of breakout sequence like Wolverine and Wolverine Origins, is it called? X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he breaks out of Project X, he's swinging his butt ass naked, just swinging through the facility. I feel like Shadow's gonna have a similar thing, except he has clothes on. And yeah, I feel like this is probably gonna take place, this is probably gonna be the first scene of the movie. I don't think that they're gonna try and prolong Shadow till like, I don't know, like a couple minutes into the movie. I feel like they're gonna start with Shadow, because if I remember correctly, in Sonic 2 they did start with Knuckles as well. I might have to double check that and put it on the screen if they did or not. But I think they started with Knuckles' origin, and I think they will do the same. They'll start with Shadow's origin, which, if I can find the scene. Here we go. Okay, so this is the scene I wanted to talk about. I was really surprised to see how much of Shadow they're showing. Like, they showed his whole origin, they showed a whole fight scene. I thought they were just gonna have like Sonic and Tails and Knuckles build up to Shadow and then just have him in the last scene speaking, like, you know, like Marvel trailers. But here they show his backstory, and to be honest, I don't think it was a good choice unless they're hiding more from us, which I do think that they're doing. Obviously we can see Shadow here, and we can assume that this is Maria, but then this person as well, I'm gonna tell you right now that this is Gerald Robotnik. It's definitely Gerald Robotnik. I mean, he's bald, white coat, gun soldiers all around. I think this takes place on the space colony arc right here. We're getting Shadow's full backstory, and the reason I think that they're showing us Shadow's backstory right from the jump in the trailer is because of the leaks. Like, if you've been following the movie, you'll be very aware that there's been a bunch of leaks about the movie. Someone at Paramount Plus set the password as something like 123 password, because how are you getting leaked that many times? So I feel like they're just like, screw it, we'll just show everything, because they already know it. But I feel like there is a couple of things that they are hiding if they're so confident to show Shadow like this. And even Gerald Robotnik, he got leaked. I wouldn't have assumed that he was in this movie, but it got leaked that he was in the movie, and they showed him in the trailer as well. So there is something that I think they're hiding. I think they're hiding another character, whether this character is Rouge, Amy, or one other. It's probably likely either Rouge or Amy, to be honest. Those are the only two characters I could see that they put in this movie. I feel like Rouge as a subplot for Knuckles, because Sonic already has his hands full with Shadow. We won't really give him enough time to do anything with Amy. Oh, one thing I was actually very surprised to see is that Shadow's jet boots are actually blue. They made it blue, which is very odd because they're always depicted as orange because it's obviously fire. They're jet boots. So I'm curious for this change. Did they want to go like some Iron Man direction? Or maybe it's to differentiate the jet boots from his usual red energy? But then doesn't it conflict with Sonic? I'm not sure, but I don't think it's crazy change. I'm not gonna cry about it. Shadow and Sonic, they have their little battle in Tokyo. I think this is one of the early events in the movie. Probably first like 30-40 minutes of the movie, Sonic gets his ass kicked, bro. And obviously he has to go to Eggman for help, and we see Eggman here. I tried to take a look at his screen to see if there was any secrets hiding there, but no, it's just a bunch of techno babble. Agent Stone looking fresh, Sonic looking fresh, and oh my god, what the hell is that? Yeah, he's not looking too good. I feel like he's been a bit depressed ever since Sonic beat him up in Sonic 2. But he did say he'll be back, I think. I don't know, I don't remember, but yeah, Eggman is back. I was very shocked at this change as well, but I feel like the reason they made Eggman an ally in this is because they didn't want to do the same idea of Eggman teaming up with the bad guy that they did in Sonic 2. Obviously in the games you can do that plot point because Eggman has to be the villain, or somehow you have to fight Eggman, but in the movie, as a trilogy, like if you're just repeating the same plot as the second movie, it's gonna get a bit boring quick. But obviously in Sonic Adventure 2, we can remember that Eggman was actually on the side of Shadow the Hedgehog. He was the one who even freed him, and as a reward for freeing him, Shadow was like, yeah, I'll grant you anything you want. And Eggman was like, help me kill that son of a... Yeah, it looks like they have Eggman on Sonic's side, and I think this is a refreshing take, because in Sonic Adventure 2, they team up at the end anyway, so I think we're skipping all that. But what I think they're gonna do instead, and hear me out, this is a little theory that I have right here. Theory time, and we're not talking MatPat. So I think that Eggman is gonna be on Sonic's side for like the first act, maybe first 2 acts of the movie, but in the 3rd act or whatever, in the climax of the movie, he meets his clone, no, I'm joking, his grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik. This scene made me laugh. As soon as I saw this scene, I regretted not doing a reaction, because the way I was dying when I saw this guy, I see why Jim Carrey came back, because they let him have so much fun on this movie. This is amazing, bro. Like, just for that, like, the movie of the year. I just wanted to get that scene where they're both in the picture together, so it's more aesthetic. But yeah, after this scene, I do feel like Eggman will end up switching sides onto Gerald Robotnik's side. But if you've played Sonic Adventure 2, now we're gonna go into a bit of spoiler territory. I should probably put up a spoiler warning before any of my theories, by the way. The reason I don't is because my theories are just me straight rambling, bro. I don't think they hold any weight whatsoever, but they might end up coming true, who knows. So I'm gonna say spoiler, because this is from the game. So Gerald Robotnik's plan involves him destroying the entire world. So I feel like similarly in the movie, he's gonna be very unhinged and out of control, and Eggman is probably gonna be on his side, but when he realizes he's gonna destroy the world, I think he's gonna flip sides back onto Sonic's side, along with Shadow as well, obviously, by the end of the movie. But it seems that right from the jump, I think Shadow's whole story is gonna be based on revenge. Mainly because he immediately breaks out of gun headquarters, and the military are immediately looking for him. And with the appearance of Gerald Robotnik, it makes me think that he's gonna link up with Gerald Robotnik, and they're gonna try and destroy the entire world. One thing, they actually gave Shadow his motorcycle, which was something that I said in my previous video about Shadow. It doesn't seem to be Shadow's motorcycle, it's just a motorcycle that they've given him, which is pretty fucking cool, I can't lie. I mean, we have a bunch of scenes here, flashing pictures of images. This is obviously taking place in Tokyo, where they're fighting Shadow. This right here, based on the location and what Eggman is wearing, I can highly assume this is the scene before we meet Gerald Robotnik. I feel like it's maybe connected to that scene in some way. Alright, here we go. Okay, pausing on this scene right here specifically, in the background we have Chow Garden. This is taking place in Tokyo, but Chow are finally canonical in the Sonic movie. They seem to be like stage like performers, that's what I should call them, stage performers, like animatronics, not animatronics, but like people in suits, you know, like Five Nights at Freddy's. They're just chilling. You got Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. You got the Chow eggs on around them as well. It seems to be like some type of Chow based restaurant, or like, yeah, probably a restaurant, or like some fun place for kids or something like this. But obviously Sonic and team are meeting what seems to be gun general or some type of military general, obviously telling them that Shadow is in Tokyo and they need to get him now. On the right here though, you can actually see there's some more people, and zooming in on this person right here, I feel like this is actually, no, I'm joking, I'm playing, I'm trolling, there's no one there. So we got Maria Robotnik in the flesh. According to some leaks, I'm not really going to go into many of the leaks, but I'm going to discuss this little one because I don't think it will happen in the movie, but they said that Maria Robotnik is actually going to be in the movie and one of the main characters, as in a grown-up version. Like, they were going to divert from the games and keep her alive, but based on this scene later, I don't think it's true unless Gerald Robotnik keeps her alive, because Gerald is alive somehow, and we know that Project Shadow took place around 50 years ago. So who knows? That could be true as well. I'm gonna put a spoiler warning for that one because it might be a spoiler. The last thing, the last thing that I wanted to discuss. I'm just remembering everything as it comes to me because I forgot to write down all my thoughts. But I'm gonna just ramble this all together and hopefully edit together to make a lot of sense. But anyway, the last point, right, is that Sonic directly stated that Shadow is an alien. So it seems to me that they're doing the whole Shadow the Hedgehog storyline where he is part alien, part something hybrid, or he's just full alien, but basically he's got the DNA of an alien inside of him. It makes me wonder if they're gonna do the Black Doom storyline, which is like very long. Based on the length of this based on the content that we've seen in this trailer, right, I believe that this is only like around 30 minutes into the movie at the most. I don't think we've even I don't think they've shown us anything from later on in the movie, unless one of these like little flashing scenes quickly is from later in the movie, like possibly this one right here, where Shadow demonstrates some crazy new power and just straight up opens a black hole with all of them tied to this post. At first I thought this was Amy, but judging by the height, he looks way bigger and also has Knuckles' boot right there, so that's clearly Knuckles. There's nothing weird about this scene, but I do think maybe this could take place later in the movie, as this is Shadow's ultimate plan, and I feel like they're adapting some of his alien powers here because he's never been shown to do any of this, but I feel like this is like Gerald's doomsday plan where Shadow activates his alien powers and tries to destroy the world. But yeah, if they're doing the Black Doom storyline, it seems like it would be way too much to fit into this movie. I could be wrong, of course, but maybe it won't go well with audiences, like, because you need to explain all of that, like the Black Doom race, or maybe they won't, they'll just say Shadow is an alien and be done with it like that. Hint at it for maybe a future spin-off with Shadow, because clearly they want to do that. They did it with Knuckles. So this whole scene in London where you got Sonic and Tails looking very sad, Knuckles obviously very stoic, but what are they looking at? I feel like that needs to be the thumbnail of this video. What are they looking at? Is it Maria? Is it Eggman betraying them or something? So this is clearly the midpoint of the movie. Maybe let's say it is Eggman betraying them, because I feel like Sonic and Tails would be depressed at that. And Knuckles would obviously be like, yeah, these betrayed me before. So I feel like before this point in the movie, Eggman meets Gerald and he switches teams quicker than you can ever think, quicker than Sonic. From there, obviously I can't guess what happens, because I mean, I can guess that they fight Shadow, they convert him to their side, and then they defeat Eggman, then they defeat Gerald Robotnik, who's obviously meant to be the overarching villain of this story. Shadow's kind of like a mini boss, and Eggman's probably also a mini boss, but Gerald is the ultimate villain. He's got the mastermind plan to enact his revenge, and I won't say what his revenge is, but if you listen to the spoiler bits, then you know what his revenge is. I mean, slowing it down here is the scene I was talking about. There's a scene of Tails flying away from something that looks suspiciously like Eggman related, or maybe this is the space colony arc. Yeah, no, I'm playing. I don't think they would show us the arc, and I mean that's also bringing into question, is the arc even in the movie at all? I assume it is, but based on this environment that we saw earlier, does this look like an arc to you? It doesn't really look like a colony or a satellite or anything. It just looks like a laboratory. I mean, there's fires going on around. Yes, that even looks like flipped trucks. I mean, why would there be trucks on a satellite kind of thing? So it makes me think that they're ditching the whole space colony arc thing. Maybe because that's CGI money and they gotta pay for 2 hedgehogs, 1 echidna and 1 fox. Like, that's enough. And Eggman stuff as well. So maybe they're just doing an underground laboratory. But yeah, that's the end of my whole rambling. I'm gonna have to apologize to myself later when I have to edit this together to make it coherent. But if there's anything more I need to add, I will add it. But that is it for today. So if you guys want me to do a more concise video, maybe describing my plot predictions or describing the characters, describing the games that these are based on, then let me know and I'll make that video. If not, then like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.